Good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's live session. So we'll just wait a few minutes for people to join, and then just 5 minutes, then we'll kickstart the live session. Welcome. Seeing few people join that I'm familiar with. I think I've been seeing you guys on our live session often. So welcome back again. So I'll be calling out. I can see Oluyemi Mercy Mary, Pere Epide. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Yeah, T's Collection Gram, Fishman's Baba, Address Gabs, Zalia, Temitona. Hi, Pere Epide. Welcome to today's live session. So let's just wait here. I'm seeing gifts. Official Vivian Love. So welcome. Hi, Zalia. Moyosore and prom code. Welcome. So 2 more minutes. We'll just wait 2 more minutes and then we'll proceed. Hi, pro M code. Let me call it that way. You're welcome, Kayla Majek. You're welcome. Okay. Official Amo, Pinky Baby. Welcome and thank you for joining the live session today. So my name is Alima Ade, and as a culture in Lexicon Sub Limited, we hold our live session every Wednesday by 12 noon. We come here to give you insightful information concerning different topics actually. So I want to confirm, can you all hear me? So if you can hear me, just say yes, type yes in the comment section before I proceed. Okay. Okay. Thank you for confirming. So we'll just dive right in. So today we are discussing about France. Yeah, thank you. So today we are discussing about France and all the opportunities it carries. Okay, and I know if you're frequent with joining our live session, you would be familiar by now that we also process. So you should be familiar with the information by now that we also process application to France. Okay, and then okay. Yeah, thank you all for confirming. You should be familiar by now that we process application to France, and today we are here to give you more insightful information, especially given that the intake for March 2025 is open, as well as September 2025, and you can start processing your application now. Remember, processing your application early gives you an advantage. that rush syndrome. Just you put in your application with ease, get your offer, go through the visa stage, and then arrive in France on time to then start your program. Okay, so it's best you start on time, and that's why we're giving you this information on time to prepare for the March 2025 intake. So I'm going to give you a brief summary about France. So France is one of the third Schengen countries with good educational system. Okay, so we're not just bringing up any country, we're bringing up country that research has been done on, and their educational qualities are top notch. There are different perks to France, which I'm going to be listing as follows. The first one is the quality of education. France is recognized as one of the top countries that has quality, or that gives quality education to both local and international students. The second part is the tuition fee. Of course, we know the exchange rate is quite high, so we also look at countries that has affordable tuition, which France is one of them at the moment. I'm going to be giving you the financial breakdown of France, of people that are interested in studying in France later on during this live session. Then the post-study opportunities that is available in France is for 1 year. So after your 1 year, there is also a pathway to residency opportunity that is within 3 to 5 years. Okay, so this is actually an advantage, okay, for those that are interested in studying in France. Also, majority of the France program that we put in application for could either be an MBA program, MSc program, MA program. So it's a pleasure to announce to you that 99%, or let's say 99% of this program do not require GRE or GMAT. Also, you're not required to provide an English test for this course. Okay, this means we all know how it can be if you're required to provide an IELTS, English test, GRE, GMAT, especially for MBA programs. Okay, so France X this out of the application, so you can submit your application without them. Then the flexibility, most people will be like, France, of course they speak French, do I have an opportunity? Would it be possible for me to study there since I don't know how to speak French? Yes. Okay, very, very yes. If there's anything like that, very, very yes. Okay, so yes, you can study in France with your as an English speaking person. Okay, so there are programs that are taught in English only, and there are also programs that are taught in English and in French, depending on you. So some people have some level of proficiency when it comes to French, yeah, and they would want to apply to those schools. It's possible. And there's some people that don't even know at all, like myself. Yeah, so it's also possible for you to put in an application to this school for an English taught program only. We have partnered with numerous schools that you can submit an application to. Also, most people might still be questioning the job opportunities that are available in France. Yeah, so I would like to put it out here that there are a lot of jobs available for Anglophone speakers, okay, that are studied in France. Remember, all students are still eligible to work for 20 hours per week. As a student, that's what you're eligible to work for, and there are jobs available for you. Okay, now another important thing is the credit transfer. Credit transfer in the sense that once your applications, okay, for instance, there's someone in Nigeria that has that is up to 200, 300 level, okay, then want to switch country, it's possible for you to transfer your credits to one of our partnered France school, okay, and then just what we'll need from you, once you send an email or want to send a message, we're going to give you information on the requirements for you to transfer your credits. Okay, also quick turnaround time, because I know most times time is of essence when it comes to processing application. So if people want, I'm submitting an application now, I want to get my offer, yeah, so the turnaround time for application submission is within let's say, depending on the school you're going for, you could say within 1 week to 3 weeks. 1 week to 3 weeks is when you get your offer, then you go through with the other processes. And we also have multiple intakes that are available, such as January, February, March. They all cluster as one intake. So the reason why I'm clustering this as one intake is because there are schools that would just have February intake, there are schools that will have March intake, there are schools that will have January. At the moment, most of the schools for January intake are closed. Okay, but if you're interested in the January intake, you can still send a DM, and then we'll check if your profile or qualification fits into the schools. Okay, also you need to check the financial implications still. All right, then that's why we cluster them as one. We also have the September, November intake. September, November intake as one. We cluster them as one. Okay, so if you're interested and looking at applying to these countries, sorry, any of this intake, you could just send a DM. So I'm done with giving you a preview of what to expect when you are processing your application in France. Or let's just say the benefits, actually, the benefits of why you should process an application in France. So the next part is the courses that are available. Majority of the courses that are available for France application are management courses. Okay, management related, finance related, yeah. Those courses are there. I could just list a few at the top that I've listed out, which is project management, there's energy and sustainability management, international business development, finance and investment, digital marketing and communication, corporate finance, digital marketing and e-commerce, art and cultural management, performing arts. You see how unique the courses are. Yeah, strategy, marketing strategy and data analytics for tech people that are interested, international marketing and business development, purchasing and supply chain management, investment and financial risk management, operational and commercial management. Okay, so these are like the arts related or social science related courses that are available for those interested in France. Yeah, so we also have health related, but there are few, especially for the schools we are partnered with. Okay, now this is because for health program, you need to have some level of proficiency in French to submit an application. Okay, so if you have a level of proficiency in French, okay, if you have a level of proficiency in French, and then if you have a level of proficiency in French and you are interested in an health related program, please reach out to us and we'll submit the application for you. However, if you don't, most of the health related programs are streamlined. You can apply to them. Okay, also another option would be foundation program in French. A foundation program in French. Now this program is open to everyone, both master's degree holders, PhD degrees holders, BSc holders. Anyone that is interested can apply for this course. Now this program is strictly for those that want to study French. Okay, strictly for those that want to study French, and I would want to use it to for an health related program or IT related program that is not available for English taught courses only. Okay, so if you're interested in that, then you can go for this foundation program in French. The foundation program is basically for 1 year, and the tuition fee is within 6,000 to 8,000 depending on the school you're going for. 6,000 to 8,000 is that cheap, and the deposit is 3,000 euro. Sorry. So if you're interested in this, of course, we can proceed. All right, so I'm done with the program part, going down to the tuition fee and financial information, because this is actually a very important part and I would love you guys to take note of it. Now, one of the things you need to consider if you're looking at studying abroad is the finances. Okay, the finances, then the country, then the course. Because without the finances, you ain't going nowhere. You won't be able to move. All right, so we are looking at, I'm going to give you a range for each of the finances and financial implication I'm going to be dropping now. So the first one is the tuition fee. All right, depending on the school, the tuition fee ranges from 7,000 to 12,000 euro. For this covers for BSc or masters or foundation, since I've mentioned that already. So foundation, BSc, masters, tuition fee ranges from 7,000 to 12,000. 7,000 to 12,000. Okay, depending on the school. So now after that, then what you need to consider, since you've known the tuition fee, what you need to consider is the deposit. Okay, Now, remember I mentioned that France has affordable tuition fee, which I just mentioned, 7,000 to 12,000. You can't get this in most of our big countries. Yeah. Another thing again, another perks to France is the deposit. Deposit ranges from 3,000 to 5,000 depending on the school. 3,000 to 5,000 depending on the school. Majority of the schools you'll see 3,005, 3,006, 4,006. That range. Okay, that's the tuition fee range you'll get. Okay, then another thing to consider financially is your Campus France fee, which is very little money. For Nigerians is 50,000 naira. Okay, this I'm going to explain the application process later on, but just have in mind that Campus France fee is 50,000 naira. Then the next part is the accommodation cost, which depending on the area you are, the location of the school, okay, and the location of the school, the accommodation rate is within 500, 550 to as high as €1,000, depending on your taste. Yeah, we know some people have class, they want to live in a very nice, yeah. So just have the money. So we have 450, 550 to €1,000 for accommodation. Just budget that. Yeah, so living expenses for France, for Nigerians, you need to budget 9,600. 9,600 euro needs to be evident in your bank statement if you're looking at studying in France. In fact, this money needs to be evident for all. We all know what living expenses is. Okay, you need to have this set aside for your living expenses. So now I'm coming to the proof of fund. For France, another peculiar thing about it is that you do not require the balance of your tuition fee as proof of fund. Okay, what is needed or what they want to see is your living expenses only, which is 9,600. 9,600. Okay, so I can see a question from Gift Ursula. I'll be addressing questions at the end of this session, so I'll proceed, but I'll attend to this later on. Thank you. So you're required to provide a 3-month bank statement that shows 9,600 and above. 9,600 and above, nothing less, as your proof of fund. Sponsorship. Now, another good thing about France is you can have individuals sponsor you. You can have individual you should have a relationship with the people from work, from church, from organizations that you're in, sponsor you. Now, the only thing that is required from this person is that the person should be financially buoyant, of course. If you're coming to sponsor me, you need to show evidence that, yeah, I have the money to sponsor you. Okay, so up to 3 sponsors are accepted for a particular person. Please note, this is on a case-by-case basis. So once we profile you, we can give you advice on if you can have up to 3 sponsors, or if you can actually sponsor yourself, or if you can use less than 3. This depends on your profile and your application, how your application is. Yeah, that's when we'll give you that advice. Okay, then this sponsor you're bringing shouldn't be someone that earns less than 550,000 naira. It shouldn't be earning less than that on a monthly basis, and it should be evident on their bank statement, please. 550 and above should be what this person is earning, and this is also subject to change. Remember, we have exchange rates increasing, we have exchange rates going high. As this goes by, it's just increasing, so we'll still need to advise appropriately. This is on a case-by-case basis. All right, yeah, so we have 550 to 800,000 monthly and above, please, and above. So if the person is earning 2 million, yes, perfect. Okay, I'm just giving you a range so to guide you when you're choosing a sponsor. Payment plan for France is also very flexible and sweet. Now, it also depends on the school. We have 3 to 6 installment plan for the schools we are partnered with. So imagine you get a school that you can pay 3,400 as initial deposit, and then you can now split your payments to 6 installments. Isn't that awesome? Yeah, so we have such schools. So I'm done with the financial breakdown of what you need to expect financially. These are like the bulk amount you need to expect financially when you're looking at studying in France. Prepare for this. Other cost is just something that can come in. But if you have this, of course, you're good to go. Okay, so I'm going to be touching on the admission requirements. Okay, the admission requirements. Of course, you know, if you're looking at studying, there are certain documents you need to have, both for bachelor's and master's, undergraduate and postgraduate. So I'll be listing them, the eligibility criteria for you to study an undergraduate program in France. First of all, I'll be touching on the age. So the age limit for bachelor's program is 18 years to 25 years for undergraduate. 18 to 25 years. Now, this is not for the purpose of the application only. You can get an offer. This is for the purpose of the visa. For the purpose of the visa, 18 to 25 years. However, if you're 26, 27, it will be on a case-by-case basis. We'll need to profile you and then advise if you can submit the application. Again, undergraduate eligibility is age limit is from 18 to 25. Yeah, so 26 to 27 will profile you and then confirm if you can put in the application. Some of the requirements are, some of the requirements are WAEC, NECO, NAPTEC. All three are accepted for application, for an undergraduate application. We also have your your recommendation letter from school. Now, this recommendation letter will be from your secondary school. Yeah, most people find it difficult when submitting this application, when we ask for these requirements, but it's something that is obtainable and it needs to be submitted before, you need to be provided before we can submit this application. So you go to your school, get a recommendation letter, and then we'll proceed with the application. You also need your CV. Yeah, most people will be like, I've not done anything, you just need a CV. You need a CV that captures your data information, academic, and even if you've done extracurricular activities, that is also needed. Your passport, your international passport, needs to have a validity date of 6 months after enrollment, please. What else? Your WAEC, I've said that. Your recommendation letter, international passport, and WAEC scratch card or NECO scratch card for verification. Okay, and your CV. Yeah. So the tuition fee, I've listed the tuition fee previously. Okay, so I'll be moving to the master's program. For master's, HND is accepted. HND is accepted. Okay, so we can accept HND, BSc for a master's program in France. Another requirement is your transcript for any of them that you're providing, your O-level, a CV, recommendation letter, photo IDs. Sorry, I didn't mention this for the undergraduate. Photo ID is required for both the undergrad and postgrad. It's one of the important requirements for application. International passport is also required. Recommendation letters. For this part, it could be from your work or school. If the school is requiring for 2, you're providing 2 from work or school. If they're requiring 1, then you provide anyone that is available. The age limit for master's program is 45 years. Age limit is 45 years. Okay, and you also need to note your study gap. Of course, we'll profile you and then let you know all of those information. Now, the master's program is for 1 to 2 years. Majority of them are from 1 to 2 years. Now, for a 1-year master's program, for you to qualify for a 1-year master's program in France, you need a master's degree. I repeat, for you to qualify for a 1-year master's program in France, you need a master's degree. If you don't have a master's degree, then you'll be given an 18-month or 2 years master's program. 18 months to 2 years master's program. Okay, for other courses. Also, an HND holder, yes, you're also qualified for an 18 months or 2 years master's program. Okay, so I am done with the requirements that you will need to submit if you're applying for an undergraduate or postgraduate program in France. So I'll be taking you through the application process so you would understand what is obtainable. So once all the documents that is required of you are submitted to us, the application will be submitted to the school, and then you should be expecting an offer within 1 to 3 weeks. 1 to 3 weeks is when you should be expecting. So once the offer is out, the next stage is for you to pay your deposit. Once the deposit is paid, the next stage is for you to move to Campus France for your validation, verification, and all of this process. Then once all of that is done, you then move for visa. Okay, this is a step-by-step basis. That's why I said you need to start your application on time to meet up with the March intake. Okay, so all of this, what I just said now, within few seconds, takes a while. Okay, for you to. You also do interviews, both during the application process with the school, okay, and also at Campus France. We'll take you through the process of Campus France. We'll prep you through the process of the interview for both. Okay, that's why we are here. That's why you have Nexi Concept Limited. Okay, so I know I have mentioned the fees previously. I've given you some financial implication or breakdown previously. So I'll be giving you another which is in line with the visa for that you will be required to provide. One of them is the visa fee, which is €80 per applicant. So each person that is coming to submit an application is to budget €80 for their visa fee. Also, you need an insurance fee of it varies depending on the insurance company that you'll be opting for, and the rate could be from 30,000 to 60,000 depending. 30 to 60,000 depending. Okay, I'm saying this so you can have a mental framework of what is required of you financially if you're looking at studying in France. Okay, if you're looking at studying in France, this is what you need to note. This is what you need to note financially. Okay, also I would like to note or state that France does not accept dependents. Dependents are not allowed once you are processing your application, either for a master's or an undergraduate program. The only program that accepts dependents is PhD. And please, for the PhD program, you can go with your dependent. However, we do not process PhD at the moment. Okay, we do not process PhD at the moment. Okay, because it takes a lot. You need to write to the school, get a supervisor, all of those things. So we do not process that. So it's just the master's undergraduate program that we process at the moment. Okay, so I think I am done with the information I want to give you about France. Okay, so if you have any questions or concern, please list them out in the comment section. I know I have one already from Gift Ursula. So before I read the comment or the question out, I'd like to explain again that all of this information I've given about France, once you're coming to us, Nexi Concept Limited, to process an application for you, we help you break down the process to be easy. First of all, you're coming to people that are experienced. Okay, you're coming to people that are experienced to process application for you. So we give you top-notch services. Okay, we guide you. Remember, if you can take back to when I was explaining, I kept referencing the fact that we will profile you and give you advice based on your qualification, based on your profile. Okay, so with this information, we give you all of this, profile you, give you career counseling, give you course profiling, course counseling. We also prep you financially so that you would know what to expect. Okay, because some people, they might have it's always on a case-by-case scenario. So your case might not be different. Case A would be different from case B. So when you're coming to us and you're meeting with one of our counselors, they are profiling you based on your own case and giving you the best advice. Okay, So the process is send a DM to us if you're interested in studying in France for March or September 2025. March or September 2025. You send a DM and we would help you make your study abroad dream come true. Okay, so I'll be taking questions now. So Gift Ursula, is the 7K for the entire study year or just a semester? Okay, so the 7K is just for a year. It's for a year, not a semester. So all the tuition fee I listed are per year. Sorry, I think I didn't mention that. Or maybe you skip that. I think I didn't mention, yeah. So the tuition fee range from 7,000 to 12,000 per year. 7,000 to 12,000 per year. Yeah. Okay. So I have Ifoma Simon. Please, can you give a recap on the tuition fee? Okay, so the financial implication of studying in France. I mentioned that for undergraduate and postgraduate program, the tuition fee ranges from 7,000 to 12,000. Now, the initial deposit, once you've gotten your offer, you need to pay a deposit, which ranges from 3,000 to 5,000. And I also emphasize on the fact that majority of the schools, yeah, have their deposits around 3,000 for 4,000. Yeah, it's only few schools that you skip to 5,000, but that's the range. Okay, then you also need to factor in accommodation cost, which is 600 to 1,000 euro, depending on your taste. Okay, depending on your taste, 600 to 1,000 euro. Now, living expenses in France is 9,600 per year, 9,600 per year. And also, I mentioned that proof of fund for France is for 3 months, and this 3 months POF would only show the living expenses and not the balance of the tuition fee. So you can have 9,600. Of course, we won't advise you to have 9,600. You need to have above it. So a little above 9,600 should be evident in your bank statement. Okay. Also, I mentioned the sponsor, that you can have 3 sponsors, up to 3 sponsors, but this could also be on a case-by-case basis. We will profile you and know if you can sponsor yourself or if you can use up to 1 to 3 sponsors, depending, based on your profile, once you have a conversation with us. Then I also mentioned the installment plan that you could have from 3 to 6 installments for France application. I hope that answers your question, Ifoma Simon. Okay, so I'm moving to the next person. Lucy Oluyemi Messi Mary. I don't understand the insurance fee of 30,000. Is it in Naira or Euro? No. Okay. So the insurance fee, it's not in Euro, it's in Naira. That's the range for what is required by the company, by the insurance company. So remember, I gave a range. It's not a fixed price, because I noticed you wrote just 30,000. That's not the fixed price. So, and also subject to changes. So I gave a range of 30 to 60. Yeah, so you could come and then the rate could be 47,000 Naira, could be 50 something, but within that range. And even if you want to be above, it will be slightly above. But insurance for France is not as high as other countries. So now, Gift Ursula, again, another question is photo ID different from passport? Yeah, it's the same thing. So just a passport photograph of you, and we'll also give you the format of the type of photo that is required for applications. We'll give you the format of what to submit. Okay, so eDrought Ltd or Limited. How much should one budget in Naira for the overall processing fee needed aside the tuition fee? How much should one budget in Naira for the overall processing fee? Are you asking, just can you reply? I'm going to get to this. Are you asking about our processing fee? What we charge? Okay, if that's what you're asking, please send a DM, would let you know. Okay, then if you're asking for fees outside tuition fee, I think I mentioned that in Euro. So I can't give you the rate at the moment. You would have to do a calculation or send a DM, and then we'll give you the Naira equivalent of this. So I can't tell you should have 8 million, 10 million. I could be overshooting or undershooting. So you have to send a DM for you to get a response for this. So from tag financing, what is the average tuition fee for MSc? Okay, so I gave a range, 7,000 to 12,000, depending on the school, depending on the course. Depending on the school, depending on the course, 7 to 12,000 naira is required as tuition fee, average tuition fee for the program. Okay. Oh, thank you, Ebo. Oh, all right. Ifoma Simon. All right, that's fine. So I'm taking question from Rachel Moyosori. So how long is the admission process for France? Okay. How long is the admission process for France? So depending, once you offer, okay, it will take us 1 week to 3 weeks to get you an offer. It's only if your document is not complete and there are back and forth, that's when it will take longer process. That's why we need to profile you, advise you best, and then get all your documents ready before we submit the application. So once all those documents are complete, put in the application, expect an offer within 1 to 3 weeks. Okay. So apart from the admission process, there are also other processes, which is after you've gotten your offer, you make your payment, you move to Campus France, and go through the interview process, then you also go through your visa process too. So all of this takes a while. So I can't give you a particular time because this is actually very, it's based on the clients. It's also based on case-by-case basis. But usually, if you have everything ready, your money ready, you don't need to wait. I don't know if you understand what I mean. You have all of these things, your bank statement is ready and all of this. You should be looking at you processing within 2 months, because 2 to, let's say, 8 weeks, 8 weeks is 2 months. So let's say 10 to 12 weeks, all of the process should be done. All the process should be done. This is max, if you have everything ready. So tag financing is asking how many years work permits is given. Are you asking about the post-study work? Yeah. So you're getting a 1 year post-study after your France application. Sorry, after you're done with your studies, you're getting a 1 year post-study work permit. Gift Ursula, does your organization charge a fee? Yes, we do. I could actually say it here. It's not. So we charge you 300,000. Now the 300,000 covers us processing application for you, and then the visa. Application and visa. Isn't that's the best you can get actually? Okay. So the next person is Mr. Fila. Can you bring a family or spouse after a year or more in France? Okay. So for you to bring in your family, just like every other countries that do not accept dependents, you need to get a full-time job that gives you sponsorship. Okay. You need to get a full-time job that gives you sponsorship before you can invite your spouse to come over. They can also come visit you. Yeah, they can come visit, but it's temporary. They'll go back. But for you to invite them fully, you need a full-time job. You need to get a full-time job in France. As a student, you're only permitted to work for 20 hours per week. So that's not enough, and they understand that it's not enough to also cater for you if you bring in your family. So you need to get a full-time job, be earning in full before you can invite people over. Gift Ursula, do you guys help in any ways with the living expenses? Please send a DM. Thank you. Rachel Moyosori, the HND accepted. Yes, please. Is HMD accepted for a direct master's? Yes, it is accepted. However, you're going to apply for an 18-month master's program. Zalia, hi, I missed a number, so I don't really understand. I missed a number. Okay, so can you rephrase? I didn't understand what you wrote. So Pro-M code, is IELTS required for undergraduate program? Yes, it is. So, no, Sorry, what did I respond? Is IELTS required for undergraduate program? I mentioned that IELTS is not required at any stage of your application. Okay, you are from an English country going to French. So if IELTS is required, if IELTS is required, or maybe a letter of proficiency is required, it would be for French. If you're applying for, say, IELTS program, okay, so for most of their public schools, yeah, especially for courses that are not English taught, you will be required to provide a level of proficiency in French. But if not, then it's not required. It's not required. So IELTS is not required. No form of English test is required, and GRE, GMAT is not required too. So Rachel Moyosori, the bank statement needed for France is for how many months? That's 3 months. Zalia, what is the fee for undergraduate, please? A range. This is within a range of 7,000 to 12,000. Gift Ursula, when you say visa, can you explain more? So for visa question, you would have to send a DM. I can't give you the explanation here. I think I have limited time on this space. So you send the DM and then would discuss further. Informer Simon, are study allowed to work while studying? Okay, are students allowed to work while studying? I think that was a mistake. For both undergrad and masters, yes, you can work, but you're limited to work 20 hours per week. 20 hours per week is what you're limited to work as a student, which is the same thing for most of the country, apart from Canada that has tweaked the hours a bit. So majority of the country asks you to work 20 hours only. So just few countries, which Canada just joined, I think, just tweak it a bit for students. Loveline Omo, can your dependents work when they come? Yes, but your dependents can only come after you've gotten a full-time job. Yes, so they can also work full-time. Pinky Baby, how do we apply to schools when most of the schools are closed? Okay, so like I mentioned, at the moment now, we are processing application for March 2025. And I also mentioned previously I explained about the intakes. Now the intakes are clustered. We have January, February, March. Now the reason why we cluster them together is because we have schools that are open for January, we have schools that have February, we have schools that have March. So depending, if you're interested in the January intake, you could still send a DM, and then we'll check if the schools for January have their programs open. Also, remember, we are in October already. If you're interested in January, you need to have all your finances ready. We're talking of 3 months bank statements, we're talking of paying your deposits. You don't need to waste time at this moment. If you're interested in January, you need to have all of that sorted out. Okay, if not, we can't process. So we have March intake open, which everybody can apply to. March intake is open. September intake is also open. Okay. All right. Former Simon. All right. Thank you too for asking wonderful questions on this session. To everyone that asked a question, thank you. And to those that do not, are still looking at sending a DM, thank you in advance. Okay, we are hoping to read from you guys soon. Okay, like I said, we usually hold our live session every Wednesday by 12 noon. Okay, I know it's most people. I'm seeing familiar faces here. I'm seeing familiar names, not faces, sorry. I'm seeing familiar names here. That means you guys have already ticked your calendar for Wednesday by 12 noon to get notification from Nexi. We appreciate that, and then we would want you to refer your friends, family, loved ones for this webinar or for these live sessions. Okay, we come here to share insightful information about different countries, immigration law changes, okay, on this same platform. Also, remember, we are your one-shop plug to study abroad. Okay, your one-shop plug when it comes to studying abroad. Okay, so at this junction, I'll draw the curtain, and then we will see you guys next week, Wednesday.